Hi, in this video, I'm going to walk you through how you can understand your results a little bit better. So the first step is to enter a search. I'm going to be looking for iPad. I'm also going to be looking for iPhone. You note that I'm using the operator any, and that works like the operator or, which means that it's going to give you more information. Since the system will retrieve every line item where either iPad appears or iPhone appears, or they appear together. So it's just going to give you more information. Okay, so what we're going to be doing during this video is I'm going to walk you through the various tabs. So we have items, then followed by agencies, vendors, spend, and then the last one is prices. So I'm going to begin with the items, which is our default. So when you initially enter your search, this is where you're going to be taken. I'm going to walk you through the right side of the screen first, and then we're going to move on to the left. We begin by view, which means how you're going to be able to see the information. By default, it is selected by cards, which is, as you're seeing it right now, it's just a more expanded way of looking at the information. You can choose table. Now, table just makes it more condensed, right? So you have a more succinct way of looking at the information. Whichever you prefer, most of our users prefer cards, which is why we left that as a default. You can also expand. See how many purchase orders you see on the front page. We default to 10, but you can expand that any way that you like. Also, you're going to be able to see the information by the most recent purchase order date. But again, you can select that drop down and you can sort it any way that you find relevant. You can also use these last two icons to be able to view it in ascending or descending order. Okay, directly beneath that, there's more information that's available. The actions is going to give you additional ways in which you can navigate away from the screen. So if you want to see the purchase order or the agency profile page, you can click on those and it'll take you directly to those sections. There are other ways in which you can get there as well from the left side of the screen. I'll take you there in a minute. And directly beneath that, there's tags. Now, tags is a really great feature. There is a video that talks about it. If you haven't watched it yet, I encourage you to watch that video so that you can learn how to use tags to really become really well organized. Essentially, what it allows you to do is to annotate information on an agency page or a purchase order page. You can also include that into your own calendar, which is going to give you a really great way of staying organized. Again, I encourage you to watch that video if you haven't already. Okay, so now let's move on to the left side of the screen. I'm going to show you some additional links. So in our system, anything that's either blue or green performs a function. Green, as you see here, takes you into the agency, and if I wanted to view the agency page itself, you're going to be able to click on that and it's going to take you to that page. Beneath that, anything that's in blue is going to take you to the vendor profile page. Now there are videos that talk about both of these pages. I encourage you to watch those. Also, if you want to see the purchase order itself, you can go ahead and click on the purchase order number and that now expands as PO and you'll be able to see that completely. Okay, so that's a really quick overview of the items. I'm going to take you to the agency page. So I'm going to click on that link. Now next to that, you're going to be able to see just how many agencies now comprise the result for iPad or iPhone. So what it's saying is that over 10,000 agencies have purchased these items. And in this list, you'll be able to see it, again, by the default, is by the highest dollar amount that has been purchased. So LA Unified School District has purchased over $78 million worth of iPad as well as iPhone. Next to that column is the count, which shows you the total number of purchase orders that generated that result. Now you can sort this in any way that you want. So if you want to go from ascending or descending order, you can click on either one of those and it's going to sort it automatically. You're also going to have this gear widget. When you click on that, it's going to give you the opportunity to expand the number of agencies you view on this page. So you can expand that up to 500 if you like. And then I'm going to take you really quickly here to the bottom of the screen because you'll see that it also has a link where you're going to be able to download this list. So if you're wanting to download a list of the agencies that have purchased this item, it downloads it up to 500 agencies. I'm going to scroll to the top now, and this also has a search bar. So let's say I want to find all of the cities that are purchasing. I can go ahead and type in city, and what the system is going to do is that it now is going to display all of the agencies that have city within their name. So it's a really fast way for you to be able to get to your level of information. Okay, so now let's move on. We're going to go to the vendors. Now just keep in mind the numbers that relate to that. It means that 28,000, over 28,000 vendors are the ones who are selling both iPad or iPhone to the agencies. Same as before, The gear widget expands it. You can go ahead and download this list if you like. It's downloadable in a CSV file. You can use a search bar, same as before, to go ahead and look for a vendor. And you can sort these lists any way that you like. So if you click on some, again, it's now going to change it, which means that it's going to now sort it from the lowest to the highest and vice versa, whichever one you want with the count as well. Okay, let's talk about the spend tab because the spend tab is really quite amazing. In this case, it's going to let you know the total dollar amount that the agencies are spending on your particular search. In this case, iPad or iPhone. As you'll see, it's over $2 billion, that's with a B, for both of these devices. Now, the next step here is you're going to be able to analyze this data any way that you find relevant. So, what is really amazing is that you also be able to see it just by a particular agency. So, if you want to see an agency's peak spends or the months in which they do not buy it, this is a great screen to be able to do that. You'll see on the left side of the screen is going to give you the largest month or the most active months. The largest is by dollar amount, the most active is by purchase orders. And then on the right, you'll see the smallest. So you can also change this. It's now set to view by month, but you can change that. If you want to view it by quarter, you can do that. And again, the system is going to show you that information directly. You can scroll through. You'll also be able to see the total spent. And if you click on this gear widget here, you'll be able to change that. So right now it's defaulted to a line item chart, but you can change that any way that you want. Again, and you can change it by sum or count. Play around with this. You'll be able to create it just for you, exactly the information that you're going to need. And then here, as it continues, is going to show you the total line items. We collect information beginning from 2008, which is why the graphs begin in 2008. But you can also change that timeline by entering a different query, giving it a time period. Okay, and the last one is prices. So prices is going to allow you to view the average price that an agency is spending on either of these items, either the iPad or the iPhone. It's going to break it down into clusters, and you'll see that it's going to have the average or the lowest or the highest. You'll see how the lowest is at a negative figure. And the reason why it's like that is because right now the system is tabulating all of the results, including some that could be irrelevant. Like, for example, let's say it was a refund, or let's say that it was a zero balance, a blanket PO. It's going to tabulate that in there. But if I clicked on automatically improve, as I did, you're going to see that now my search has been recreated for me. The system has extracted the level of information that is irrelevant, right? So now it's given it a price range, and it's removed the federal government. And the reason why the FedGov is removed is because most of the purchase orders for the federal government, they're not itemized. They really are just one giant figure, and that's going to skew the results here. Essentially now, as I scroll down, now I'm able to see the average, the lowest, and the highest. Now you can click through the cluster itself. So if I wanted to see more information on this range, I can click on that cluster, and the system will continue to drill down. So we encourage you to kind of play around with this a little bit more. It's going to give you more information. I'm going to scroll down a little bit more. Let me click it once more so I can show you how the graph is going to appear. You'll be able to see everybody who's paying at this price range, but you'll also be able to see things that are before or after that. So if you want to see agencies that are overpaying for a product, this is a really great graph to be able to do that. As with all our systems, anything that you see a gear widget, click on that. It's going to give you additional functions. And then you'll also be able to see the price average over time. And so you can scroll over that, and it's going to go ahead and give you that level of information. So I'm going to scroll now to the upper portion of the screen, and let's do a quick recap. Prices breaks down the average price that agencies are spending for your particular product. You can click automatically improve to remove any item that might be skewing your results. You can click this drop down so that you can eliminate those things that you find irrelevant directly. The spend is going to give you that quarterly, monthly, or yearly spend, however you want to see that. So again, this is a really great way of being able to determine the agencies and set up your pipeline. So when are they more likely to buy, and you can go ahead and work with them. The total number of vendors is displayed within the Vendors tab. Agency shows you the total number of agencies that are buying the product, and then items is everything itemized. So all of the line items that are resulting from your iPad or your iPhone search. Okay, so I encourage you to give it a go. Feel free to get in contact with us if we can assist you in any way. So you can reach us at 888-998-6348, or you can email us directly at support@smartprocure.us.